The spotlight is on South by Southwest for the beloved annual film festival in Austin, Texas. We have movie man Erik Childress on the line. Let's get your reaction to that long-awaited sequel to A Simple Favor. You were there for opening night, Erik.
I was, Angie, and Paul Feig's A Simple Favor was a movie I championed when it opened back in 2016, kind of a little September sleeper hit. It had a freshness to its central relationship between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, a wicked sense of humor, and a pretty evolving mystery. The follow-up, Another Simple Favor, finds Lively's character potentially out for revenge by getting out of jail and inviting Kendrick to her wedding, only to see her framed for murder. I wouldn't say that this film is up to the same par as the original, but it's still mostly a worthwhile watch. The chemistry between Kendrick and Lively is still very much there, and Lively is just having a blast playing this character. Those who love to soak up the outlandish settings and costume design will have plenty to chew on. And it's those commitments that hold our interest even when the pacing begins to lag here and there. Unlike the first one, which turned into a solid theatrical success, this one is headed straight to Amazon Prime on May 1st, where you don't have to travel to Austin to see it.
Out of the 40 films you viewed at South by Southwest, what are some of the standouts?
Well, that same opening night after Another Simple Favor, I saw a film called Hollow Road. It stars Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys as parents who get a late-night phone call from their daughter saying that she was in a car accident, and it follows their furious travel down the titular drive. And I'll just say that things get a little tense and even a bit spooky from there. Now, Pike and Rhys are great as the parents, and it's the rare film to actually have a little twist within the actual credits themselves if you didn't pick up on it during the movie. Now, following up with spooky, I also liked We Bury the Dead. It's about a catastrophic accident that wipes out a good portion of Australia, and civilians sign up to help dispose of the bodies. Daisy Ridley stars as a woman desperately trying to find her husband amongst the carnage, whose journey gets even more fraught when some of those bodies begin to wake up. I'd say even those of us who may be zombied out a bit will find some fresh moments of fright in a very well shot and involving film.
What films debuting at South by Southwest do you think have a chance to get big deals?
There are certainly a few, Angie, but I'll focus on my two favorites of the fest so far. The first of which is called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie. And this is the new film from Matt Johnson, who made Blackberry a few years ago. It focuses on two guys desperately trying to mount a show at one of their local Toronto venues, and that's almost all I want to say about it. Because discovering this movie is part of the fun, as it begins like a hidden camera Jackass type of film, only to quickly turn into a masterful tribute to the works of Robert Zemeckis, and you can see the absolute joy of the filmmaking as each goofy idea turns into a reality on screen. The other is a new film from Jay Duplass, who's been making and producing movies with his brother Mark for years, and here goes with a solo directorial debut in an absolutely wonderful tale called The Baltimoreans. It stars Michael Strassner as a newly sober and former improv comedian who spends most of his Christmas Eve with the only dentist available to fix his cracked tooth, played by Liz Larson. It's a slow burn of a friendship and more that develops between these two whose lives have not turned out in their favor. The word wonderful went through my head so many times watching these two on screen together, and it should give moviegoers the same kind of vibes they got when watching movies like Before Sunrise and The Holdovers. Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie, and The Baltimoreans are a pair of movies to look out for, and I hope studios are lining up to cut them a check.
We will be watching. Thank you, Erik.
Thank you, Angie.